Alright, okay, we should be alive, and... oh, good. Alright, well, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of these RJ's Talks kind of things, where I kind of talk about what I'm going to be doing for this channel for the month. If you're new to the channel, I normally do these types of streams at the beginning of the month, and yes, I'm going to count this as kind of an official thing about one of the projects that I'm going to talk about in today's stream, and yeah, and it kind of has a lot to do with what I was going to happen, and yeah. So if you don't know, one of the things I've been doing is I've been working with a good friend of mine and making a bit of a game. It's out for playtesters. In fact, there's a link in the description if you want to play it. But otherwise, I'm basically making a replica of the game in Game Builder Garage, which it's turning out okay, but you know, a few things are going down, and yeah. So in this case, yeah. So making this in Game Builder Garage is not really the easiest because, you know, it's literally a 2D game in a 3D, almost, I'm going to say engine. I can't really even call this engine because this is an engine because this is like a programming language. Not even a programming language in some cases. But yeah. So that's mostly where it is. So that's mostly what the content's going to be this month, and maybe for a good while. And yeah, there's some talks about some other types of content that if you've watched this channel before, it's kind of predictable that it is kind of going to be, you know, coming out. But otherwise, yeah. So I really don't have that much to really talk about per se, because it's like I've got a little bit of stuff to deal with here. So yeah, that's mostly what today's videos are probably going to be, or the next videos of the month, because you know, kind of reaching that time when there's a lot of content to go around, because I'm kind of out of school for the foreseeable while, so I'll be having a bit of content going forward, but you know, just what it's going to be on is probably going to be it's going to be a bit of a mundane-ish topic. So, you know, so yeah. But anyways, much like we're going to be doing the rest of this month, I'm going to be continuing on with this getting visualized to Game Builder Garage, especially in today's stream. As you can see, I kind of got the land generator fixed a little bit. Unfortunately, it's got these little dips in the land, and it's a bit weird on how that's actually happening. Every so often, it gets real bad to the point where it will literally kind of just stop generating land, and that could be a bit of a problem in a lot of places. So yeah, so we've kind of got to fix that, and I think stuff that actually plays a part in this is the boxes that make up the sky, because that kind of is being a little weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put little retainer walls kind of towards the top of it, so it's kind of like pinned down with invisible boxes on the top. so this way it doesn't move, because eventually, yes, the sky will move in this little game, so you kind of got to deal with that, and yeah. Otherwise, what I'm also going to do in today's video is I'm also going to get to work on the title, game over, and death screens, because those are like, game over screens and all that. Those are they're a bit of a different thing to program. So, yeah. I'm also going to see if I could have alien thingos and stuff and fluff balls to kind of bring home the idea that yeah, there are enemies in this game. So we're basically going to do that. So let's just see about that. So let's see, how does that happen? So let's see, what do we get here? Now we get a coin. I've also got to work on the random system because, yeah, that's going to be because it's not really being the most random thing yet. Okay, so you can't really launch those kinds of things. That might be a problem because eventually we've got to make sure it'll kind of clone itself, so when we put in a texture, yeah, let me try something. I'm going to put in a little texture for our block. It's going to be just simple, so this way we can just see that we do in fact have an enemy in our hands here. Nah, this should be red. There we go. We'll go with communism colors for now. There we go. There's our enemy. There's the enemies. We gotta jump over these guys. Eventually we're going to, eventually they will be replaced with assets that will be similar to the original game. So this way we could see that. And okay, that texture did not work. Okay, that's going to be a bit of a problem. So yeah, so just a few little concerns for the future with this. I think that would also be a help if I also connected it to the right thing. No, I'm not connecting it like that. We want to, come on, get out there. I hate these controls because they're like so weird, and you could tell this game was kind of rushed. That Nintendo kind of rushed this game, not gonna lie. But yeah, there we go. We have a temporary thing. Oh, there we go. Yep, there's that. There's our enemy. Okay, good. So we've got something in check here. Nice. And boom. Okay. Good. We're ready for that. Because when we get this finished, what I'm thinking is I'm having it where it'll have like many textures that it will turn this visibility switch on and off so it can be animated, so we could have the walk cycle animations from the real game. Again, this will be way later, and it's kind of a small mind-numbing construct that I'm going to save for way down the line for this series at least. So I'm just going to get these little boxes in place, and we are going to basically do that. And welcome to and hello to everyone in chat now, because we've got people in chat. Good, good. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so we've got that averted, and okay, we still got our little issue with gaps and stuff. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out somehow. Um, again, yeah, I do see the chat log. It's just you may have to wait a while for latency. Um, yes, I am seeing the chat log. In fact, yeah, let's get back on the thing. In fact, I mean, like, yeah, give latency a bit of a thing, you know. I do see these things. Latency is just an insane little bit. And thank you to chat. And yeah, so let's get on with everything. Alright, so here we are with our game screen. Now, what our intent when we get this, to happen, we wanted to have a pause screen, which might be a little hard to get because Game Builder Garage doesn't really have a system for it. As you can see, if I press the plus button in the controls to add that in, it doesn't let you do anything about it, so that's going to be a bit of a concern. So yeah, so let's get to kind of working on that. More importantly, we need to get it to connect with our flag thing so it'll turn off our little flag thing, so it'll just, so basically it'll stop counting. Yeah, so it'll turn off our little counter, and thinking it might also, thinking of having it where it'll disable jumping. There shouldn't be a problem with jumping or not. Big problem is that it is dying. Yes, I do have a mouse, but all my mice are like in use at this point, and the only other one I've got is like one of those USB keyboard and mice combos, which is like, but it just eats through the batteries like insane. So yeah, so I'm going back. So I'm using my good old Pro controller, which is probably the stupidest idea I've ever had. But yeah. So yeah, there we go. Jump button. Yep. AZR. Yeah, very simple. Okay, and that's right. We're doing that. So when that happens, we need to make it where it will. That's gonna be that's a bit of a thing, is that? So let's see. X. So yeah, we're gonna do times. So I'm thinking this will enable in a flag of its own that'll be multiplied by 10, so it's like, so it goes like 10 meters above the thing, and this will set our y-axis for the object for the game screen. Yeah, it's a little odd. Okay, so, and then that we will multiply by a constant, which will be a 10. And so it always turns out to be 10, and in this case, yeah, I'm pretty aware of the fact that the plus and minus are used up by GBG, but it's a little, I just don't know how to really feel about those kinds of small things. It's weird because it's like I kind of hate things that are just like limited as hell, and it's like, you know, I'm not gonna say like limited as hell, but it's like, but like they don't give you all the features. Like, I bought this entire controller, I should be able to use it, you know, you know, just that weird. Yeah, but if the yeah. Anyways, so yeah, so but otherwise it doesn't really matter because in the actual controller support that I wrote for the real version that we wrote in Python, you could also get to the pause menu by pressing B because literally visualized in on actual hardware, it's like it's one of those one button games. So in reality, it's like really weird. So that's probably going to be one of the big differences compared to like the PC version that I have made that I've gotten up there. So yeah, there's a thing. Also, I shouldn't have done that in particular because we're going to make it into a bit of a one of those weird AND gate messes, so it's more like a toggle. Okay, so the output will be if that's on. Okay, so if it is not on, where's the not? Logic. There we go. If it ain't on, then we are going to make sure that that goes out. So there we go. Flag is on. So flag is not on. And we've pressed B. So there we go. And if we've pressed B, and there it is. Okay. Now I'm thinking, in order to keep this from basically oscillating on us, I'm going to make it an on-press system. So this way we can press it in and out. And there we go. Input 2. And that will output here. And the flag will be on, because that's just an on thing. And boom. There we go. So now if B is pressed, perfect. Not really perfect, because I mean you can kind of still see over the little guardrails I had to put for the sky, for the future moving sky thing. But yeah, it flips between where the pause screen will be and the actual game. And now the only thing to do is to get it to work with this flag, so the counter will stop working when you press the pause button. And let's see, so how do I have the, okay, that's going to be a bit of a chore, getting these boxes to pause as well, because we're going to kind of need that in some capacity. Right, so that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Right, so middle. Okay, we're going to go back to middle. So I'm going to go with analog. I would normally go with an AND gate in this case, but we're dealing with something that's using a slightly analog, a quote-unquote analog number here. So, you know, AND gates will not treat these things very well from what I notice. Okay, come on. Grab it. Yeah. Oh, compression. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Should be a problem here because it's weird. Yeah. I can't really change. Yeah, I can't change video settings at this point, so yeah. I mean, okay, not much I could really do here without really messing up the stream, so yeah. good old, good old MPEG compression. Yeah. Even though I am using like the default bitrate for OBS, it's just weird. I guess the default isn't really good enough and is only really engineered for like most systems. Despite the fact that it's supposedly on first checkup or first boot, it just does that thing where it checks for what kind of system you're using. It's a little odd, but yeah. Anyway, so I forgot where that went. Oh well, there we go. So where did it go? Oh, nope. Yep. Oh, yeah. Don't know. I mean, then again, OBS is broadcasting like way over the 2,000 limit. Let's see, because, yeah, let's see. Okay, yeah, I don't have the, yeah, 'cause it's like, it's broadcasting way over the bitrate limit. Oh, a little bit under, so, yeah, compression is being a little weird today. It's weird. I mean, I have normal. Well, I am on. Shouldn't be a problem for latency. Well, I don't know. I guess it's because. Could also be because of Nintendo's insistence of using yellow for everything. I don't know why, but they did it. And flag. There we go. So now, if it stops happening, we're not in the okay, we're not in the same place. That's a problem. Because what should happen? Okay, let's see. So let's get a better system going here. Because clearly I did a stupid here. And flag on, verts. Yeah, the grid pattern is a little weird. I wonder, is it? No, I don't think it would be able to be turned off. Hold up, let's see. Let's just check. Nope. Yeah, well. Oh, and now it doesn't work at all because... Yeah, that's a little weird. I did another stupid here, because... Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so... We're at 35. I'll count that as a win. Doesn't matter if you can still jump after it, honestly, because it'll just be a thing. But yeah. Now the only kind of people who would actually kind of have problems with the B button being for the pause screen would actually be the people who come from the world of Xbox where A and B are opposite, which is a little weird, but oh well. Yeah. There we go. So yeah. So we've got that in, and now I should kind of add that. I should probably add content to the screen. Let me pull up actual visualized here, because this is where it'll be like, because this is where having visualized will kind of help in describing the behavior of how this will all work. Alright, so here I am in good old visualized again, the actual game. Okay, so here we are in the pause screen. Yeah. Um, yes, the person will walk, but I found there was some there was some thing that I had found and actually gotten off of GitHub where it's like an Arduino project where it exploits the fact that GBG is the only game that really supports mouse on Switch, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to import all these sprites from the actual game since I've actually got the source code to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the sprites imported into GBG through that, and I'm going to animate them over the person node on thing, which might be easier said than done. But that's but you know, but yeah, it will be a walk animation, kind of similar to how it is here. So yeah, there's a walk animation and a jump animation we'll have to get used to. The only thing that might stay that stock is doing it like that. So yeah. So yeah. In fact, that's kind of where it's like a little odd. But anyways, so yeah. So yeah, this is kind of where it is now. If I had it walking, it really wouldn't change anything. It would make it look cooler in these little beta stages where we're just testing, but it really doesn't change anything in the final release, and it's kind of extraneous because I kind of need to be a little stingy on the node-on that I use, I think, because there's going to be a lot of sprites, I figure, for animation, a lot of texture node-on being put into place for the animations, because if I remember right, I forget how many sprites we used on the animations that we had found for it. So let's see. Yeah, can't really show much of the source code because we've kind of copyrighted a little bit of it. So, you know, there we go. But yeah. So for like the default character, there is like 12 different PNG files that we have for that character to have a run animation. So you'd figure it would be like 12 node-on connected to one. We'd probably even have to cut out a few because I don't know if there's like a limit to how many textures you can attach to like a person node-on or a block or something. I'll have to read into it on that one. Probably when I'm not streaming or anything. Because, yeah, let's see. Let's see, where is the documentation for this? Don't be afraid. Yeah, okay. Because, yeah, texture face, yeah. Yeah. The funny thing is that this would actually be perfect for some of these sprites, because, again, visualized is all that. Yeah, the limit is 8. Connecting it out to like objects. I remember that from when I did my flight sim series. You can't have more than 8 connected out, but it's like having like, if I had like many of these like cloned kind of like in a row, kind of like this, I'd say, like you have like that, and then you have like a little block here. I'll just use a box or something like that, and you have them all connected up like that. Is that legal? Clearly it is. But let's see. I think it would be 8 would be a very sensible bit of limit, though, I would say. That would make sense if it was 8. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, here we go. 4. earlier on I did figure out how to get that weird little that rectangular selection box thing, but I forget how that actually even how I got it again. But yep, there we go. So let's see, 5, 6. So let's see, because using this knowledge, we could figure out what frames I'd have to cut out in order to get at least the basic idea across. Okay, so we're at 7. Here we go towards the mystical 8, and yeah. Okay, so we're at 8, and here's a 9th one. Let's see, will it connect? Okay, no it won't. Okay, yep. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's it. Yeah, it's weird because it was like I was messing with it because a lot of the times when I like to advance these kinds of projects, I normally do a lot of this I normally work on them in my free time. So what happens is I found out about it and I was like, oh, okay, but I forgot about it. But thanks. All right, so yeah, okay, so it is 8. I will just jot that out. Let's see. Limit. Just have that on hand for later. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think I might end the stream here because we've basically got a bit of the basics kind of sorted. So this way when we get so next time I do this stream, or maybe again, like I said, in my free time, I might add in the stuff that goes on there. I might even do away with the move it up by 10 meters thing instead I should probably go with a thing where it'll just teleport the text blocks into view, but you know, in fact that would probably make it a little closer to the actual game, but I'll deal with that when I get there. So yeah, did quite good for progress. Thanks to all of you who have watched, and thanks to everyone who's watching the VODs afterwards. You know, because not too many watch these, but you know what? But anyways, thanks for watching. Again, anyone who's new here, like, subscribe, you know. Again, not too much content, mostly just this. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. And bye.